Hey everybody, I recommend you visit littleflocker.com. Littleflocker is a utility that is designed to combat ransomware, spyware in general for Mac operating system, and Jonathan Zdziarski has kindly open sourced it with a generous license, and so you can literally go down to the clone or download on his website, download it, and then go ahead and click on the folder to actually find the DMG to install it. So let's just go ahead and do that on this computer. This is going to be my personal third layer of protection and security. Good security comes in layers, especially if they don't become a security Frankenstein. In this case, this is a beautiful additional piece to the puzzle. So let me just go ahead and install it on our family iMac, and I'm going to record as much of it as I can by way of this screen flow. Of course, at some point here, it's going to ask me to do a reboot, and right after the reboot, I will continue the recording. So the reason I'm happy that Little Flocker was created is that in our field in IT, we're now seeing ransomware victims continue to accelerate the pace. And based on all sorts of indicators and how slowly we as society move against security threats of this nature, I think we're still on a downhill in rapid acceleration towards a deep black tunnel for another couple of years. But those that exercise a little bit of caution in advance will be much more protected. So if you are on a Mac, you might be thinking that you are well protected and don't have any risks, and I'd like to suggest that it isn't as safe as you think. So I'm going to restart and be right back. Okay, I have now rebooted, and you notice that I have a new application now of Little Flocker enabled. And there was a few things that happened just before I was able to do a screen recording again. So I've got those screenshots right here. So first thing is that I got this welcome to Little Flocker on startup, and I had the option of simple mode or power user mode. So of course I chose power user mode. Secondly, I have another kernel extension called Webroot Secure Anywhere, and it's a tool that has worked very well, and I intend on keeping that running as one of my other security layers. So right away, I selected Forever Allow for this particular piece of software, and you notice that it is also got proper identity of its signature. But then, interestingly enough, I ended up getting this additional Lantern, which is an unsigned piece of code that I have no idea how it landed on my Mac. And this has actually been consistent with those I've helped get Little Flocker on their system. Many very careful Mac users are finding unsigned software that they have no idea what it does, and so I right away chose Forever Deny, and later on I'll take a look at what in the world Lantern might be. It might be benign, I don't know, but this is the kind of discovery that you make when you run Little Flocker. So now let's go ahead and launch another quick little app. Let's say we launch Photos, and upon launching Photos the first time, it'll ask me for permission to have access, and since I'm going to regularly use it in that directory, I'm just going to go ahead and say, yeah, you know what, the Photos app can actually launch any files. Let's just go ahead and allow that to happen. Now, that's very permissive because I trust the Photos app itself to never do any damage. But the idea with Little Flocker is that you really want to pay attention every single time you get a dialog box that stops you and have you think about whether you want to allow, deny, and whether it's a one-time or forever. If you're familiar with Little Snitch, I love what Jonathan has done. It's a wonderful design of an app, and I'll never have trouble launching photos again because I've given it a forever rule. If I do the same thing with iTunes, I get the same request here, and I'm just going to go ahead and say yes, go ahead and allow this access forever, and away I go. Oh, and also AppleScript. There you go. There's another example. Do I trust iTunes run AppleScript? Think of AppleScript as an automatic engine. So anytime you allow AppleScript via another application, you're trusting that that application is going to be running safe AppleScripts themselves. So if you do that, you can also safely say yes, allow forever. And there we go. And the final piece that I want to show you, if at any point in time you want to review your rules, you just select little flocker there and look for rules. And actually this is interesting. Even looking at the rules themselves requires your permission. So yes, I'm going to allow a rule review. And there you go. There are all the rules so far that I've allowed. And we're good at any point in time to delete rules and recreate them. And there's also system rules that you can see. So a lot of really, really incredible work has gone into this application, and I appreciate the work of Jonathan Zdziarski. Way to go.